I'm glad everybody's here today. Today we're going to be doing another graphite drawing of the white-crowned sparrow. In this picture, it's actually a female. The males have more black on their heads, and the females are just dark brown. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the white-crowned sparrow. The white-crowned sparrow is a common breeder across northwestern Canada, the western United States, and even across Alaska. So they're very wide-bred birds. They occupy a variety of habitats, northern forests and actually tundra, alpine meadows, woodlands, grasslands, roadsides, and like thickets. They eat bugs, grass, insects, fruit. Basically any small thing that'll fit into their mouth, they'll eat it. This is their song. Okay, and let's get started. So, like last time, I'm just going to be using one pencil for my drawing, and this is what it's going to look like at the end. Okay. So we're going to start actually with his beak today. We're going to draw at the kind of mid-center right a little bit. We're just going to start with a short line down, kind of a diagonal line. And then we're going to come on the other side and do kind of a similar thing. So it's kind of like a mountain. Looks like a little mountain peak. Then we're going to draw a curved line to connect it down the middle. Now we're going to draw the bottom of his beak. Just going to do a little bump that comes down and back up, like that. So I always thought that the white-crowned sparrows were super cute. Okay, now we're going to draw his head. He's got real tall head feathers. So we're going to do a big bump. We're going to start in the middle of his beak. We're going to go up, like that. It's just a small little curve. Then we're going to kind of start to get zigzaggy. Just do some little ruffly feathers going across his head. Then we're going to bring it down to about level with his beak. And then I'm going to jump over here to the other side. We're going to do his back. I'm going to curve for his neck and then just do a big curved line that goes all the way down to where his tail is going to come out. So he's kind of looking over his shoulder at, I don't know, something he wants to eat maybe. There's a lot of berries around him that he's eating, and I'm going to do a few of those in a sec. Okay, we're going to come back to this line. We're going to do his chest. We're just going to come down like this. And you can make it kind of zigzaggy, kind of straight, roughly, just kind of random, because he's got, maybe it's a cold day and his feathers are all puffed out to keep warm. Okay, we're going to pause there because there's a branch coming up with a bunch of berries on it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do just two lines. We're going to leave a gap, and then we're going to do two straight lines right next to each other for a small little snippet of the branch. A lot of it is covered by berries, so you're not going to see the whole branch. And then we're just going to start doing some little circles. Just like that, just a couple little circles around here, little clumps of berries here and there. Maybe there's one behind the branch. Okay, now we're going to bring that branch, we're going to imagine it going through the berries and coming up on the other side. And then we're going to do the left side, but we're not going to do it as long. We're just going to do it like that so we can have room for more berries. I like doing this technique because it looks like the berries are growing behind and in front of the branch. Now we're going to bring the rest of the branch up. We're just going to kind of end it with two little stalks jutting out like this. And then we can maybe do a couple more berries at the tip. And maybe some down here where we stopped. And then we're going to bring the rest of the branch down, and we're just going to do two lines to end it. Okay, pretty simple. Now we can't see his whole foot, so we're just going to do a little toe sticking out. We're going to do a bump like this, and then his little claw, and bring the claw back, and then the other side of the toe. You can only see a little bit of his toe sticking out. You could do some details on the toe to show that it's got the little rough, they've got like real rough feet. Okay, now that we've got the branch finished, we're going to do the rest of the bird. We're going to come where his back ended, and we're going to curve it and then just come straight out for his tail to about right there. So his tail, it's got, you can see the top layer, but you can also see the feathers under his tail. So we're going to just come down a little bit, kind of diagonally to the right. And then we're going to bring it all the way back to right there. And then we're going to continue this diagonal line and then do the same thing. But we're going to stop a little bit short of where the other line stopped. Okay, now for this middle line, we're going to bring it up with a little zigzaggy pattern like that. Okay, so now his wing, if you look at this picture, his wing is coming down and kind of sticking out. So we're going to have to do a little overlapping here. We're going to do the start of his wing. We're just going to do a little line that comes down right there. And then we're going to do a straight line that comes down. And then we're going to curve it. We're going to make kind of like a V shape. So a big V like that. So that's the tip of his wing. Then we're going to bring this line, this tail line that we stopped, we're going to curve it and just go right into there. And then we're going to imagine this zigzaggy line coming through. We're going to keep it going and then just kind of go back into that so it looks like the wing is overlapping his belly. Okay, so we kind of have the main outline of our bird. Now we're going to start doing some of the details and shading. I'm going to go in here and finish his wing. So I'm going to come up with this line that we stopped and just go all the way up here. Stop like right there. Then I'm going to bring this other side like this and curve it. And we're not going to see the other side of it because it's going to kind of zigzag up behind the berries. Okay, now we are going to do his eye. We're just going to do a little semicircle like that. And then another one underneath, so it's kind of like a little oval. And then we're going to color it in, but we're going to leave this corner white. Like that. Now we are going to do a little nostril, just a little dot on his beak. Okay, so now we're going to start doing some of the ruffled feathers and shading. We're going to come up with this zigzaggy line. And it's just going to kind of blend into the rest because it's not like a super defined line. Just kind of ruffly feathers right in there. Okay, now we're going to come up here by his beak. And it's just like the one we did last time, where it's kind of, it doesn't have to be super detailed, just some little shadows here and there. Some ruffly feathers. That's the fun about doing graphite drawings. You just kind of do little shadows here and there. Okay, so white crowned sparrows have a really cool little pattern on their face, and we're gonna do just a little curve that starts at the very tip of his beak, and we're gonna curve up close to his head. We're not gonna connect it with his head, but we're gonna curve up and then keep it going. We don't even need to do the outline here. If you could just kind of shade like this. Now we're going to kind of do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go up and we're going to go all the way to the top of his head. Then you can shade in the other side like that. And it's just kind of that little pattern going up there. Make it a little thicker. And then we're going to make one more little streak that comes down and goes right into the side of his eye. So that's kind of the pattern of the white crowned sparrow. You can maybe kind of blend it in there with some shade so it's not just like the dark. Okay, cool. So now we're going to do some shading down here. This part's kind of fun because we just do maybe some repeated shapes, some shadows, ruffly feathers. This is where you could just kind of go out and have fun with it. Do some little zigzaggy shadows in here. All we're trying to show is that he has some feathers that are kind of ruffled up down here. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to come in his wing and start doing some of the details in here. For his wing, we're just going to do some like little dark stripes. It's just some dark stripes like all like just down, and they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be parallel right next to each other. It can be kind of random. They're just feathers, and feathers are not perfectly straight. See that? Then we can kind of come in here after that and do some shadows. Like that. Looks pretty cool. And then we are going to come under the tail and do a shadow. We're going to make this middle line really dark and then just kind of fade it down. On both sides. So up there, looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then up here. That just gives it some dimension there. There's some shadow in there. Now we can do the big, because his wing is kind of going over the rest of his belly, so there's going to be a little shadow down there. So we're going to do it dark. And then just slowly fade out as you get further away. It's looking pretty cool. And then wherever you think there needs to be a little shadow, go ahead and add one, because this Makes him look even cooler. Okay, now we're gonna come to this branch, and we're gonna come to the berries and so a cool technique for the berries is if you start dark, just kind of shading around and then kind of fade inwards. And we're just gonna kind of do that for every berry, just kind of do a little shadow and leave a little white spot in the middle. And it looks like the berries are shiny even though they don't have any color. Okay, and then we're going to come to the branch and just not trying to make the branch stand out, I'm just going to do a little shadow at the bottom and fade out. Then you can come to the beak and add a little shadow. Like I told you last time, if you do 2 shadows on each side and fade it in, it makes the beak look shiny. Of course, don't forget to sign your name. And I will see you guys soon.